This disclaimer was copied without permission. Don't forget to subscribe.
Right, so we found another beer. It's the Trolltunga, which is, and this was very difficult to find out, it's a beer from an English brewery called Buxton Brewery.
Yes, and Trolltunga, that sounds very British, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah. No, it doesn't.
It sounds Swedish.
Well, the funny thing is, it says best före, which is definitely Swedish. However, it is a collaboration brew with Lervig, who are from Norway.
This best före, that happens to be later than today, hopefully.
Oh, let me see, canned 11 of March 19, 11 of March 20. So it's actually nearing its expiry date. Also, I am pronouncing Lervig in Swedish because I can't do Norwegian. I just can't. And Norwegian is the one Scandinavian language which I have the most issues understanding.
Same here. Swedish, I have a very hard time reading it. However, Norwegian, that's very easy to read.
Actually, I don't think so. I'm so practiced reading Swedish that that's easier for me now than Norwegian. I mean, you're right. It is much more like Danish
in its writing.
It is indeed. But there are so many false friends. It's a minefield of false friends, and Swedish is already bad there. But my experience is Norwegian is even worse. You can never be absolutely sure that a word in Norwegian, which looks like a word in Danish, is actually the same word or has the same meaning.
I think the general idea is that there are like 20 or 40 years, words or something in Norwegian that mean, similar in Swedish, that mean the exact opposite of what they mean in Danish. You just need to learn which words those are.
Yeah,
but as far as I'm concerned, I have a very hard time understanding Norwegian people speaking. Whereas it's relatively easy to understand what Swedish people say. However, reading Norwegian, that's very easy for me. Reading Swedish, I see dots everywhere.
Yeah. Well, on paper, Swedish is more different from Danish, definitely. But it's a question of practice. If you practice in
probably is.
Swedish, it can become as easy.
My early electronics books, I have them in Swedish and in Norwegian.
I understand.
So
this contains 44 centiliters. Because reasons. The best reason there is must be a British pint is small. Why does it have 44 centiliters? What kind of weird measure is that?
Maybe they got a deal on a certain sized cans.
Interesting. Yeah, probably.
Doesn't sound likely though. But we didn't get past. There's this. It's brewed in Britain with collaboration with a Norwegian brewing company, and it's Swedish.
And there's some Swedish text there. Yeah, it's extremely confusing.
Yes.
Nothing in Danish.
Trolltunga. That also that's almost like the title of a heavy metal band, Fintroll, who happens to be from Finland, singing in Swedish. Now that would complete the circle almost.
Yeah. Good. Finland is one of the. I mean, that's a country that I have a lot of prejudice towards. All positive, by the way.
Oh.
However,
including their tendency to wear knives.
Of course, definitely. I mean, Finnish knives are the best knives. Anyway, I have not yet tried any beer from Finland. I'm really sorry about
That's true. Now, Finland is the country in the world with the largest number of heavy metal bands per inhabitant.
that. Yeah. I mean, why would I have positive prejudice against Finland? That's just one of the reasons.
Right. I don't know any Finnish breweries at all.
I don't either. Well, they have this specialty which is called sach. That was too heavy. That's because I'm learning Netherlands at this time. They got this specialty called sahti. Sahti.
Oh, yes.
Which is some kind of sour brew, which I really want to try. At one time, I contacted a Finnish sahti producer who wrote back to me and said, "I'm not going to send you anything because the time before it gets to Denmark, it'll go sour, and so I don't want to do that. But do come to Finland, and I'll invite you to my sahti brewery and give you something fresh." But I did not have the opportunity to go there yet.
Speaking of which, now you remind me. I remember reading about this in one of the books I have on brewing that included a recipe. Maybe I should get back to that.
Yes, it's a special smell. It has the smell of some really synthetic candy that I had as a child, and I can't really a bit metallic. Not that necessarily is negative.
I think what you're looking for is sour ale.
Yeah.
It has a hint of sour ale.
With some kind of metallic.
Yes, you're right.
Smell to it.
But I can read this.
No, never mind. I'll have a taste of it. Say what you want to say.
There is a sourish note here.
Oh yes, there is. Oh yes, there is.
And sour beer does have. You could get the thought that it's slightly metallic. Maybe that's because we're speaking about heavy metal.
Possibly, yeah. I love this.
Yeah, it's good.
I love this. I'm a sucker for sour beer, so how could I not love this?
It's not. I wouldn't. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here it goes. Gooseberry sour IPA. Well, duh.
Well, gooseberries aren't necessarily that sour.
I'm trying to locate the taste. Gooseberry. They have a very faint taste to begin with.
They do.
Uh,
I mean, we had them in our garden when I was a kid.
Yes.
And the thing is, you are right. You're absolutely right. They have a faint taste, unless you pick them too early, and they're really, really
they're
sour.
Yeah. Yes, you could brew a beer on them just by pouring them into water.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that would be a sour beer. Without the alcohol, of course. Well, now you mention it. Imagine the taste of these very early gooseberry into water. Have a sip of it. Now have a sip of your beer, and you'll recognize it. It's actually there. Yes, it is.
You are saying this is the sour taste of early gooseberries.
Yes, just a faint hint of it. It's there.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I was talking about earlier, where you have this kind of extreme-ish recipe, doing something that's just outside of anything anyone's ever done with beer before. That's their take on extremism in terms of beer. And just adding a hint. Not having something that's overwhelming like we have on this maple thing before. This is just a hint of this gooseberry. It could have been a little stronger for my taste, but the hint, it's there. It's not just a sour ale.
No.
It has this sour with this little hint of, well, I wouldn't have guessed it, but yes, it's there. That's I think that was the key in this book about extreme brewing. That it's not a question of going overboard. It's a question of doing something different.
I get it, and This is a very unique beer experience. I don't remember having tried anything like this before. I've tried sour ales before, and I have tried something that is more sour than this one also.
I think the most unique beer experience I've ever had. Now I've come to think of it, I think that was Lervig as well. It's called Black Acid.
Okay.
And it was a sour ale based on a stout. Now a sour stout, that's just
Contradiction in terms.
That's impossible to begin with. Fermented on aquavit kegs.
Wow.
Yes, you could literally taste this schnapps in the background, just lingering there. It's just it was there. Like, wow, there's this sharp taste in the background, and then there was this stout been made sour, and it's one of the most awesome beer I've ever had. I haven't been able to locate it for the last.
It does sound unique.
It was. It's one of the best beers I've ever tasted.
Cheers to that. I would, however, say in this beer there is a metallic note which is good in this case. I mean, metallic can go both ways. A metallic note can be bad, but it can also be good, and it's definitely good in this one. So sourness of gooseberries, a metallic note, and
I'm not sure if there's a metallic taste in this. I think that's the sourness you're tasting.
possibly. I interpret it as that's the best way I can describe it. I absolutely love this beer.
Yeah,
if
it's
I
awesome.
come across this, I want this again. Wow. So I'll definitely give it. I'll give it 5.5 also because it's so unique. Actually, no. I'm going to give it 6 because this is the kind of unique beer experiences that you only encounter that rarely.
I'm inclined to agree. It meets the expectations of an unusual beer, in the good sense of the word. On the other hand, it's not outstanding. It's very good. It's not outstanding. So I'm giving it 5.
Cool. Great.
But it's absolutely recommended.
It is. This is good stuff. Get it if you ever get the chance. This is absolutely brilliant stuff.
It's worth a try.
Good left. There you go.
Woohoo! I'm going to get drunk.
It's a bit for me too. Fantastic. Cool. Let's get some dinner. What is gooseberry? Er det stikkelsbær?
Gooseberry? I don't know.
Jeg tror det er stikkelsbær. Lad os lige kigge efter. Og det her, det vil jeg, det vil jeg inkludere i videoen, så vil jeg lægge undertekster på, fordi jeg kan. Se. Det bliver meget, meget grimt, fordi jeg havde hele med stor grimme fjes lige foran kameraet.
Se. Jeg kan ikke se mit, det hjælper.
Nej, men så skal vi se. For satan i helvede. Jamen, sådan der.
Nu finder du ud af, hvad det hedder på kinesisk. Det er også smart.
Gå nu væk. Hvad fanden i helvede er det, jeg har skrevet her? Gooseberry. Ja, stikkelsbær. Den er god nok.
Stikkelsbær.
Okay, so well, gooseberries aren't necessarily that sour.